We are at the British Grand Prix. This is where it all started, guys and girls. In 1950, Alfa Romeo was the first winner because Ferrari broke down. Actually, Ferrari wasn't there, actually. They missed the first race. But this is where it all began. A round of applause. A round of applause for Silverstone. One of the greatest tracks of all time. In my top three, easy. Spa, Silverstone, Suzuka. There you go. Them three are the greatest tracks in Formula One, my opinion. Now, if you are a driver coming up, even starting from go-karts, if you want to be a Formula One driver, you want to be a GT driver, you want to be a driver, a professional driver, the circuit where you want to win is this one. Very simple. Silverstone is a home of motorsport. The UK is the home of motorsport. This is where 85% of the teams are based. This is where it all began. This is it. This is where they have the GT Championship. This is where they have all the Junior Championships, the Formula 4 Championships. It is all here. Now, the qualifying, it was a good qualifying. To be fair, if the rain wouldn't have came, I'm not sure if I'll be saying it will be a good qualifying. But the rain came, and I think the rain, just enough rain, not too much rain, saved this qualifying. What it boils down to is, I am fair, I'm an honest review. But there's one thing I will say, and one thing I will admit to you. I am glad that Max Verstappen did not get pole.
Give me a hell yeah.
Very simple. I am glad. Me, I was rooting for, come on, we was rooting for Lewis or George. But in the back of my mind, I was probably thinking that Charles was going to get it. Charles could have got it if he wouldn't have spun at the end. Just a slight spin. Just a little, he went a bit wide. But he didn't get the pole, but Carlos got the pole. Max got the second. But the positive about it, the positive news about this is the fact that you got a Ferrari in front, then you've got a Red Bull, then you got a Ferrari again. That is great news for this circuit. Now, there's a lot of negativity. People are angry. All the Lewis fans, including myself, I'm not angry, but I'm a Lewis fan. I'm also an Alonso fan. I'm also a racing fan first. But there's a lot of negativity and people are angry online because Lewis didn't get pole, Lewis didn't get this. Listen, relax. Just relax. I hear this every time, every qualifying. I hear it all the time on Twitter. I fall asleep. The point is where it counts is tomorrow. It's a long race. This is the fourth biggest track on the F1 calendar. This track is super speedy, easy to take over. There's always safety cars, high speed corners. Tomorrow is tomorrow. There's a long way to go. Lewis can still win the race tomorrow. He can still win the race tomorrow. Their race pace is on par with Mercedes and Red Bull. The engineer said it, the technician said it. This is why they are positive. Lewis Hamilton wasn't positive unless he was playing it down. When he was getting interviewed by Natalie Pinkman, he was saying, oh God. Natalie Pinkman said to him, look, the fans had high hopes. There was upbeat for this qualifying. What happened? And he goes, I don't know about upbeat. We was positive about the qualifying, but he tried to play it down. He was saying this and that. You know what Lewis is like. He's a professional. He's not gonna show his hand. Yeah. Did the wet let him down? In my opinion, I think it did. I think if it would have been dry, I think Lewis would have been in the top 3. But the fact is, the Mercedes car, this Mercedes car, the 2022 car, cannot react good to the rain. It's not good in the rain. That's just the way it is. It is not good in the rain. Now, the 2021 car and the 2020 car, amazing in the rain. But with this new car, the way it is with the porpoising, I know they've got the porpoising all sorted now. But the way this car's designed with the ground effect, the Mercedes car is not good in the wet. But I think Lewis Hamilton finishing 5th place was good. It was good. It's a good position. Look who's in front of him. You got the 2 Ferraris and you got the 2 Red Bulls in front of him. There you go. Now George Russell is in 8th place. Now I never saw that coming. I thought George at one time that he was going to finish higher than Lewis, but he made a little mistake at the end, what cost him 8th place. Again, them little mistakes. This is what Bottas was always good at the beginning in Mercedes. He come out the blocks, everybody called him 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 8.0, whatever zero they put on his name. But what it boiled down to, when it come further on in the season, he made mistakes. And hopefully this doesn't happen to George. He made a mistake in the last race when he come out in the soft tires, in the wet, which he shouldn't have. He was the only driver to do it, by the way. The only driver. And this time he made a mistake in the last sector. Again, a mistake. This is what separates the good drivers from the great drivers. The great drivers don't make mistakes. I'm not holding this against George Russell. No. George Russell has still had an amazing season. Obviously, with the safety cars. But his speed's been up to par. Qualifying, he's always been there by Lewis. I think Lewis is 1 ahead of him now because it's after today. I think today there was tied with qualifying this season. I think Lewis is just past it now because he finished in 5th place and George finished in 8th place. But it doesn't matter. George is a great teammate and George will be a multiple world champion, mark my words. Because there's no way that Mercedes car is going to stay like that for much longer. I think from Silverstone up, you're going to start seeing Mercedes might rack up some wins. But hopefully they don't, because you don't want to see Mercedes start racking up wins, because you know Mercedes is not going to win the title. You don't want to start seeing Mercedes rack up wins and then take points of Charles Leclerc. As a Mercedes fan, if you don't like Red Bull, you want to see Ferrari win these races. I want George. I still think Charles Leclerc is going to win the title, just my opinion. I'm still sticking with it. I'm not swaying. I don't care how many points that Verstappen is in front of Leclerc. I don't care. I still think Leclerc can do it. If Leclerc can get a good win tomorrow, and that'll boost him. That will boost him for the rest of the season, because we're not even halfway through. We've still got 4 more races till summer break. So there's a long, loads of races to go. Q1, wet. Straight away wet. So everybody started to put the intermediates on. That started smacking the intermediates on. Very simple, very easy. Charles Leclerc went out first. He wanted to be the man to come out and test where the grip was. So Charles Leclerc come out. He looked stable on his first lap. He come out and done a 1:47.5 for the first attempt. And then Hamilton come out and done a 1:47.8. So at the beginning, Hamilton was showing pace. He was showing pace. Leclerc come out, done another lap, done a 1:47 second attempt, so he beat Hamilton's time again. Then Hamilton come out again, done a 1:43.9 in the second attempt. So basically the first couple of laps of the Q1, Hamilton and Leclerc were trading blows. When's the last time we heard that? When's the last time we heard that in Formula 1 this year? We've not heard that at all this year. Hamilton and Leclerc trading blows from lap to lap. That's when you know that Mercedes car is improving. People just need to relax about the Mercedes car, man. Just relax. They'll get there and eventually they'll be on top again. So Hamilton come out again, done a third attempt, done a 1:44.0. See, 1:43.0 by the way. You see, usually in these qualifying sessions, Hamilton will come out and do 1 lap, then go back in the pits. But this time, he's not doing that, is he? He's coming out and he's smacking out the laps. Because he knows he's got a good car underneath him and he knows he's at Silverstone. So that's giving him that extra energy to carry him on. So the track was heating up because the times were going up. Ferrari were confident. The radio engineer come on to, I think it was talking to Carlos Sainz. He came out on the radio and he said to Carlos Sainz, look, I am confident by the end of the session, we'll be the fastest. This was in Q1. This is how confident the Ferrari engineers were of their car. I was confident as well. I didn't care about, oh, Max gone fast in that. I don't care about that. I knew when it comes to the end, there was going to be a Ferrari driver on pole. I thought it was going to be Charles Leclerc, but obviously he slipped. I've already talked about that. So the Ferrari engineer come out and said, look, don't worry about it. By the end of the session, you're going to be the fastest. Chill. So that was good of Ferrari, giving the drivers more confidence as well. Ricciardo struggles again. Oh look, I've gone into Ricciardo. I've gone into how I feel about Ricciardo. If you wanna hear my rants on Ricciardo, go into my video sections and my past 3 or 4 videos, and you see what I think of Ricciardo and where do I think he's gonna be going next year. So you can check out my videos on that. All I know that Ricciardo struggled today at Silverstone, just like he struggled the race before. Terrible for Ricciardo. He can't get nowhere near Lando. Lando is outclassing him in every way. Leclerc come out and done another one and went the second fastest, and then Max Verstappen just at the end of Q1 he done another fast lap, and at the end of Q1 Max Verstappen was 1, Leclerc was 2, Russell was 3, Sainz was 4, and Hamilton was 5th. And this was at the end of Q1. By this point I still didn't know who was going to win. 2 months ago there was nowhere. Their times between Ferrari, Red Bull and Mercedes was nowhere, but this now they're catching up. So Q2 started. Russell came out at Q2 and basically said to his engineers, very simple, so they understood, no grip. So I was thinking, hold on, you had grip in Q1, now there's no grip, what's going on? Really, you should have more grip now because the track, you got the dry line, but he come out and said there's 0 grip. So Verstappen got a 1:46, Hamilton got a 2nd place, and that was 6 minutes to go. So you could see Hamilton was gaining on Verstappen, and I was thinking, oh, what? The car's getting better, buddy. I know he's probably not going to get pole, but it's getting faster. It's patience. You have to be patient with that car. Mercedes has spent the entire season so far. Mercedes has spent most of the season up to now on the porpoising. They haven't looked at the back of the car. They ain't looking at the area. They're looking at the porpoising. They spent all their energy on the porpoising. Now the porpoising, hopefully the porpoising is sorted. They can start looking at other parts of the car to improve the car. That's how I look at it. And him just not far off Verstappen's time in the Mercedes, that's amazing. He's not been nowhere near Max Verstappen's time, Lewis Hamilton, this season at all because of that porpoising, and that's when you know the car's improving. So just relax. So at the end of Q2, you had Verstappen, Hamilton was 2nd, Leclerc was 3rd. So Hamilton out-qualified Leclerc in Q2. That ain't happened at all this season. So the guys out in Q2 was Gasly, Bottas, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, and Ocon. And guess who got into Q3? Actually, I can't believe we got out of Q1. Who would ever think that Nicholas Latifi, Mr. Latifi, got into Q3? So we're going to move on to Q3 now. Q3. It was between Carlos Sainz, Leclerc, Hamilton, George Russell, and Maxi Boy. It was between all them. Who was going to come out top? Who was going to come out on top? Who had the nerve? I was thinking it's going to be Charlie Boy. Charlie Boy has got this sewn up. Very simple. He's got this perfect. Perfect in the wet. He's got the perfect car. He's going to do it. But what happened? The man who kept his nerve for the whole of the qualifying was the man who caught the one who kept his head by the end of the qualifying was Sainz. Sainz kept his nerve, inherited some of that rally driving from his dad. His dad's a legend in rally driving, and he showed it today at Silverstone in the wet. And that goes back to my point where I started my video. If you're a Formula 1 driver, if you're a racer, it doesn't matter what category you're in, one of the few races you want to win is Silverstone. That's the home of motorsport. And finally, he on his 150th race, Carlos Sainz, he got his first pole. Congratulations to Carlos Sainz. He deserves it. I think he deserves it. and I'm happy for him. And you know what? He deserves a round of applause. Well deserved. Congratulations. Now, tomorrow, do your fucking job. Do your job tomorrow. Get out there, get a 1 and 2 Ferrari, and lock them Red Bull guys out. Very simple. This is Solo P1. This is the end of the review. I am on Spotify, so if you want to get me on Spotify, you can catch me on Spotify and iTunes. These uploads will be uploading later, so look out for them as well. Thanks for all the support that the people... Who's that in the bottom of the screen? Who's that? Oh yeah, he's gone now. So, show your support. I'm on iTunes, Spotify. It's Solo P1 F1 reviews. Social media's there as well. Twitter. It's all there. Social media is flashing up on the screen. If you want to catch me on Twitter, come follow me. I'm on Twitch as well. Everything's here for you. So, this is Solo P1 signing out. This is the F1 2022 British Grand Prix qualifying review. I'm sorry it was a bit short, but that's all I could say. That's all I could do. There's nothing really to talk about. Let's hopefully the Ferrari boys, the Mercedes boys, and the McLaren boys bring it home. Let's go. Let's go, McLaren. Let's go, Ferrari. Let's go, Mercedes. See you later, guys. This is Solo P1 signing out. Bye.